There is a theory that fairies move around through underground tunnels connecting fairy forts across vast areas. This might explain how fairy move around unseen, but also why at times there is great fairy activity at a fort, followed by a long period of inactivity. People start to think the fairies have abandoned the fort and moved on, only for them to reappear. There is a fort in Lissard. It's about a mile from Kilconnell. There is supposed to be a fairy seen there holding a light every night. During the night, it is in the shape of a woman, but during the day, it was believed to go out into the field in the shape of a hare. The people of this district often watch this hare, and most believe that it was a good one. But one day, some men went out hunting with their dogs. They set their mind on capturing this hare and followed it all day. In the end, the dogs caught her and hurt her. Though injured, the hare evaded capture and raced into the fort. The men followed her into the fort, and when they got in, what did they see? But an old woman sitting on a stone in the middle of the fort and smoking a clay pipe. She asked one of the men to come down near her. He did so, and she gave him the clay pipe to smoke. When he took it in his hand, she said, "You are saved now, and so am I." Then she disappeared. She was never seen in the fort since that day. In my uncle's farm in the townland of Kilmore, there are 3 forts. One of these forts is a round hill, and around it there are a lot of low bushes and briars. Many people were frightened just passing by that particular fort. In the middle of that fort, there is a big cave. No one in the district knew what was inside the cave, and no one would go in to see. But one day, my father and his 2 brothers lit a lantern and went into the cave. Nothing was to be found in the mouth of the cave, but as they went further down, they saw a fine road and followed along it. So they were walking along this road, under the ground, remember, when, without warning, their lantern suddenly quenched. They found themselves in darkness. They took fright and held each other as they turned and stumbled their way back out of the cave. No one has ever ventured down there again. Another time, my uncle was coming home from visiting and was walking through his field near the same fort. It was about 12 o'clock, and he stopped and stood just looking around him when he heard the bushes of the fort shaking. Suddenly, a white calf sprang from the bushes of the fort and passed by him. As it passed, it let out an awful roar and returned immediately to the fort. My uncle didn't delay. He turned to go home at once, but as he turned, he saw the same white calf and a few white horses coming towards him from the fort, and he heard people saying, "If he was not gone now, he will never go." My uncle turned out of that field and never went near that fort for any reason again. I'm Kitty, this is Fairy Encounters, and I hope you enjoyed these true stories. Join me next Tuesday for another pocket video. And if you like longer videos, no worries. I release a new longer video every Friday. I hope to see you then. Stay curious and be kind. Cheerio!